Well, welcome back to our trade show TV. And for those who were not able to listen or to see us yesterday, no, this is not the SBS Trade Show Nuremberg. This is our own self-built booth in an empty factory hall at our German headquarters. And it's a pleasure for me to welcome you again. And I'm sure for you, Felix, a pleasure as well, right?
For sure. And just like your favorite Netflix series, today's episode of Beckhoff Live and Interactive starts with a short recap of yesterday's highlight.
But afterwards, we have all new stuff, right?
We have some new stuff, I think.
Let's take a look how we finished yesterday. And as we are here in our basically factory hall, it was easy for me to grab and collect a few things. And what I did for this morning is I just grabbed the PC, our C7015 watertight IP65 PC. And then, for most of you well known, are our EP boxes with safety, without safety. Some of them here even in stainless steel. And also a product which we have already in our portfolio, AMP, our watertight decentral motor system. So this is all existing. And what we did yesterday, we enrolled a brand new system which incorporates all these features into a new system, Felix.
Yes, and the amazing thing here is that, for example, this technology is now moving into this form factor. And the nice thing about this form factor is that we are now not wiring it through a bus, we are just putting these modules on a so-called base plate. And when the modules are mounted on this base plate, you can realize an entire control cabinet on such a base plate with all the functionalities which you need in a proper control cabinet. So power supply, IPC, the main switch, drives, all of this is integrated in one base plate, and your control cabinet gets super small, can be installed everywhere, is IP67. And I think the most amazing thing is if you compare it to a traditional control cabinet, so this base plate with two drives incorporates all the functionalities of this control cabinet. So it's a huge step in terms of form factor, engineering, and wiring. And Roland, I think you have some experience in wiring yourself. So
yes.
What about that?
Well, I started my career as an electrician. So I wired up cabinets when I started a couple of years ago, or to be honest, a few years ago. And seeing this revolutionary system really pops up immediately. The easiness of this. So it is so cool that the MX system, M for modular, X for the variety, MX system will give you a brand new possibility to simplify your machine. Well, simplification is all about what we do at Beckhoff. We like to do things faster, easier, and more simple. I think I can almost go to the first colleague, but we need to talk about chat functionality up front.
Yes, because just like yesterday, this is really much not about us being live, but also about being interactive with you. So if you are watching on LinkedIn or on our homepage, please type your questions into the chat. The English community did this yesterday fabulously. The German community was a little bit hesitant with the questions, so please live up to the standard you set yesterday. All the questions you have will be answered by our big team in the back office. We have more than 20 engineers which are ready to answer your questions about the MX system, about everything else which we have today. And if you would like to talk with anybody of the people you see today, then please write an email to meet@beckhoff.com, and then we can have a live video chat from this amazing booth in the future XTS and XPlanar shop floor.
Good point. Well, let's go over. Sarah, many thanks to help me to go through this. Like yesterday, we invited colleagues which go now step by step through technology highlights and news. And the first colleague I welcome is my colleague Jan from our XTS linear motion team. Rob yesterday gave us the first insight. I think we need to look deeper into this revolution. And first of all, I think, what do we see here? So what is this system all about?
This system is a new, what we call NCT, so really no cable technology. And we bring on a wireless way energy through the mover and data through the mover. It was, since the beginning of the XTS, it was a wish of customer to get this, to get different types of motion, measurements or whatever, action on the mover, and now we can do it.
Okay. I understand that if I see all these LED lights here, so this is really wireless transmission of the signal as well as the power for the LED lights.
Absolutely. So the power is transmitted through the mover, and also the picture, the images we see here, is all centralized, sent to this mover. And we show here an easy station-based application where, for example, here's a check if the product is good or not. And that's an example how customer can do different action now on the stations.
Now, XTS is a couple of years around, since 2012. So now, if I am an existing customer, do I have to rework the whole thing, or how can I incorporate the NCT to my system?
That's a good thing. You don't have to do this.
Okay.
So it's really fully integrated, and that's really an important point the people and the customer outside should cover here, that we have fully integrated. We have fully integrated it in the module, so it becomes just slightly a bit wider here, it's just a couple of millimeter, and that's it. Then you have everything in the module, so don't need any extra cable and any mounting on stuff like this, not necessary. And also, you may see it here, you can also mix it with the existing XTS, so it really fits perfectly in the toolbox.
That's something you told me already in the preparation for this show here, that you just place it where you need it.
Yeah.
That really means, like in the corner where no energy is needed, I don't need to invest into this module, right?
Exactly, exactly. And finally, it could be that you maybe have only 3 or 4 places in your machine where you need the action and the energy and the communication, and then you just place the module there. That's it. And the whole other functionality can use like it is.
So I think that's so easy and so perfectly explained that we can already move on to the next section. So thank you, Jan, for the explanation.
Welcome.
And I like to walk over now to Johannes. And Johannes is a real Beckhoff, to say it this way. So Johannes, you're part of the second generation. So we have your father being in charge and your mom also supporting the company. But luckily, we have you, Johannes, and your sister Frederica also on board. You are in our XTS and XPlanar team, and you are working, I would say, as a bridge between development, but also product management.
It's true.
And when we take a look to XPlanar, I think this is the first technology you are deeply involved. And I think for a young person, it must be amazing to start with this magic technology. So what is the secret behind this technology?
The secret is really easy, in fact, because whatever you need to let this XPlanar fly, even this system here, is not too much. You need, of course, the XPlanar hardware, you need the tiles and the movers we can see here, but everything else you need is just an IPC coming from you, Roland. Thank you very much for that.
Excellent choice.
We play Twinkit on that IPC with our XPlanar software, and that's it. With EtherCAT, our really fast and powerful communication, this is everything you need to let this XPlanar fly, so very lean structure.
I know that the mover itself is dumb. It's a stupid mover, right?
Yeah, that's true. No intelligence in the mover at all.
So intelligence is in the tiles, but I mean, there are so many tiles. So do we need a centralized control to manage all these tiles, or is this decentralized organized?
No, of course it's centralized. You know our control philosophy. We just have one PC. We don't have any decentralized controllers. And that's really nice for us, because imagine we would have decentralized controllers such as drives for servo motors. And then one drive is controlling, for example, 4 tiles, and the other drive, the next drive is controlling the next 4 tiles. It would be really hard when a mover has to transit those tiles, because the drives have to communicate, exchange the mover, and we have to take care of these tile transitions and limit the dynamics there. So it just makes sense for us to take the whole process image, take it to an IPC, and then this IPC knows the whole area, knows every sensor, and he doesn't care about tile transitions at all.
Okay. And is this the secret why movements along the tiles are so smooth versus having like a ripple in between?
Exactly. The IPC has every sensor data, and he doesn't care about any transitions. It's the same for him.
Okay. What I believe is that most customers are a little bit suspect that, yes, you have an IPC here now, you control XPlanar, but then you have your second IPC to do TwinCAT and what else is a motion available. So are these 2 systems, or how do we manage that?
No, of course not. It's one central IPC who is controlling the XPlanar and everything else. For example, here you see the XTS, you see vision applications, and this is all running on the same IPC. And this is a big advantage of the system, because our XPlanar driver is deeply integrated in TwinCAT. And so it is synchronized and running in parallel to every PLC application you're programming, to every vision application, and to every other motion application. And this is one of the big advantages our customers have, because then they can access all the physical parameters. So how much force is generating mover 20, for example. He can access this via the PLC.
Well, it is so simple, I think that's it. Easy to understand, and integration into one system, I think, is the buzzword for us. And I remember yesterday when my colleague Felix walked to Martin in the safety department, it was all about integration also of safety into our system. So I would like to go now to Martin. Thank you, Johannes. And would like to see what we have also new in the field of safety. And it's like, hello again. It feels like jungle camp. Yeah, every morning we see us again in good shape. So welcome again, Martin. like jungle camp, normally you see people again.
All right, but
Okay.
if you are the moderator, are you the little broad one or
I am the
the
little
large
one.
blonde one?
I'm the little one.
Oh.
When we talk about safety technology integrated, I would like to put a little highlight on the integrated motion safety functions today. And I think you have a nice display here to explaining how the development took place over the last couple of years.
Well, basically in the drive technology, from the safety point of view, we took the same development as in the usual safety technology. So we started with hardwired safety with the AX5801, where you have hardwired STO connectors. The next generation was the AX5805, where you had a large list of safety parameters in order to parameterize safety drive functions like safe speed or safe position. And now with the newest generation, with the AX8000 or the AMI or the AMP, for example, you have a safety controller within the drive. So, not as before, you can parameterize your safety functions, you can use it as safety controller. This has a little disadvantage for our customers because if they want to do safe speed functions, for example, they have to implement them on their own. And to simplify this, we developed our TwinSAFE Motion Wizard.
So it's not complicated?
No, it's not complicated. Basically, you just have a click-to-click solution for your safe drive applications. So you have your configured I/O configuration from the drives, and then our wizard lets you choose which safety functions you want to implement, and then you get a fully implementation of safe speed, for example.
Okay, I remember the movie Wizard of Oz. I mean, wizard is magic. It's a bit abracadabra. So is this mysterious abracadabra, or is this here straightforward wizard click and clack, like you said?
No, it's on the one hand, it's quite straightforward. So click to your safe speed functions. On the other hand, the implementation of the speed functions itself aren't such complicated functions, but we simplify that, and then you can verify, validate, and configure your safety functions.
Okay. I have to say, simplification is different for people. For me, it might be still a bit complicated, but I think for those working with TwinCAT and safety, this is really easy, right?
Yeah.
All right, when we talk about easy things, we need to take a look into TwinCAT at its own. And I know that my colleague Felix has a very tall gentleman next to him. Felix, you have to look up now because you got Sven next to you. And Sven is from the TwinCAT team, our product manager, and I would like to hand over to Felix, and we will take a look what is new in TwinCAT.
Thank you, Roland. And actually, I'm standing here with Sven, who is the tallest part of the TwinCAT team, I think, and also maybe the fastest swimmer of the TwinCAT team. But I'm not sure about that. But Sven, we are not here to discuss what the abilities of our bodies are. We are here to talk about technology. And you also have a topic which is maybe high up in the clouds. You are our expert for cloud engineering. What's behind that word?
Well, actually, TwinCAT Cloud Engineering is the first cloud service that Beckhoff has to offer to our customers. And actually what it does is it will provide the complete TwinCAT tool chain to our customers. So that means customers can log into a web-based dashboard on the Beckhoff website and then create one or more TwinCAT Cloud Engineering instances. And in such an instance, our regular TwinCAT XAE toolchain is running, so the regular engineering that customers already know. And customers can then use it to program their machine application, to collaborate with multiple developers on that project, or also do remote maintenance on their machine. But earlier I said that we will offer the complete TwinCAT toolchain, and that of course also includes our supplement products. So for example, you could host a TwinCAT OPC-UA server on there, you could host a TwinCAT HMI on there, or our TwinCAT Analytics. And this is extremely interesting because using our TwinCAT Analytics runtime, which you can execute in such an instance, you can of course implement the whole TwinCAT Analytics workflow in such a TwinCAT Cloud Engineering instance.
And that's for sure the best transition which you could have delivered, because the next gentleman I'm going to talk to is Pascal Dresselhaus. Pascal, you are an expert for analytics, and I think we have talked a lot about measurement technology, about the nice things which we can offer there. And if we have gathered all the data in the world with our nice ELM modules, for example, you need to figure out what are the ones which you really want to analyze. And I think you have a new tool for that, right?
Yeah, that's true. finally, each step is important in the analytics workflow to have a successful application. But you're right. In fact, lately we were focused on the topic of data selection and data viewing, because not each data what you have already recorded is suitable for your later analysis. And therefore we present here the new TwinCAT Analytics Data Scout. And the Data Scout is able to load the data very fast, that you get a quick overview about all your records and also long-time records over several days. And then you can see, oh, there are some deadlocks or maintenance time, and then you can cut this data and put the rest of the data together to a kind of artificial record, which you can put then into your final analysis.
Okay. Yesterday we talked about how we would like to set up today, and Roland was continuously trying to fool me into asking you about the Lambada functionality. I think we should not dance right now. That would be something for the booth party actually on Wednesdays. But I think that's a new tool for analyzing the selected data. Can you give us a short introduction to that matter?
Yeah, for sure, Felix. So it is right, we have a lot of progress in the last time for the data analysis, especially regarding all our different algorithms. We have a lot of algorithms from very easy to very complex, right? A big range. But also, if you think about the condition monitoring library, what we have integrated in analytics, where you have a lot of algorithms for frequency analysis, for example, without any programming, just some clicks, just configuration, that's fantastic. But if it's not enough for you and for your specific application, then we have the new TwinCAT Analytics Lambda functions. The Lambda functions provide you the possibility to program your own algorithms in C++ code. Everything's supported by a wizard, and this wizard provides you automatically all the overhead you need to integrate in this TwinCAT Analytics workflow, and then the complete workflow will work for you also with your own algorithm. Means automatic PLC code generation will work. Automatic TwinCAT Analytics dashboard based on our TwinCAT HMI will work. And by the way, no rocket science, it is standard TwinCAT technology. What we are using there, that is our TwinCAT automation interface.
Thank you very much, Pascal. I think the message is very clear. There are all sorts of new functionalities for TwinCAT Analytics. It's growing. It's a product which we can really use in a very, very nice way. And we are using it very, very much in the development of our products, actually, to figure out where the scopes are, which kind of things are happening, for example, in our XPlanar system, to make sure that the movers just behave like we want them to behave. And now we are transitioning to something which is really, really the opposite of the product spectrum from Beckhoff, because I have Sven with me, the next Sven, almost as tall as Sven Goldstein. And Sven has a product with him today, which is all about higher forces.
Exactly.
Sven, can you explain us something about the AA product?
It's obviously a AA product. So this is the electric cylinder from Beckhoff. We took everything that we knew from our well-proven AM8000 technology and added a spindle drive to it. So basically everything that our customers love about the product, OCT, the CL2 encoder, the compatibility with the drive manager, and everything is basically put together, and now we made an electric cylinder from it.
Okay. Electric cylinder sounds very nice. There are all sorts of cylinders, hydraulic ones, pneumatic ones.
Exactly.
Where do you see the use cases for an electric cylinder?
Exactly there. So basically, wherever you need high forces, not that much dynamics, but really high forces, this is where we can substitute the, let's say, old technology with the intelligence of a servo drive and also the efficiency of an electric drive. So when we start with the smallest one, going from 0.6 kilonewtons up to 25 kilonewtons or 2.5 metric tons that you can push, you can really see there's a broad range of applications, pressing, joining, dispensing, or moving of really strong big axes that you can all do with our new electric cylinders.
Thank you very much, Sven. I think that shows once again that we can bring more intelligence into any kind of product, and that there are many, many different use cases for the AA products for the electric cylinder. Thanks for that, and if you have questions about it, then Sven is available for you all day. But now I'm moving to Mr. Brightside, which is Michael Joost. Michael, you have brought something here and it looks like you are controlling light. What are you doing here and why are you doing it?
Exactly. Why are we doing it is maybe the question I like to start with. We are doing it for lighting applications on machine, for machine status indications, and also, of course, for show and stage applications, which is also an industry we cover. And we do it with our new RGBW control terminal. So this terminal can control 4 channels, normally red, green, blue, and white. And it's really flexible, so it has 5 to 48 volt supply voltage, can supply up to 4 amps per channel. So in total, it's nearly 800 watts of power we can control with this terminal. Yeah, and with these, we have a very powerful, very flexible, so it's made for common anode and common cathode, so the both typical LED lights you can get. Okay. And it's really cost effective. It's not made for vision applications. Therefore, we have other terminals which very precise timing, so you can give a trigger and a precise light pulse. This is not this terminal. This is for light made for human beings.
Ah, wonderful. So maybe perfect for the illumination of your living room. But Michael, I've learned over the course of the years that our I/O portfolio and our technology in general is always about high performance, about EtherCAT. What's the benefit of having such a, I think, performance which doesn't require functionality which doesn't require too much performance integrated into our EtherCAT I/O portfolio?
Yeah, here we don't need the precise timing, but for example, the bandwidth you can control with one EtherCAT frame up to 180 of those terminals. So if you have a very big lighting applications, it's no problem to control them with EtherCAT and those kind of terminal.
Okay. So you can have the brightest living room in the world with Michael and the new RGBW terminal, but there is one man to which we have to go now. Without him, nothing of everything here is happening, because you can have the nicest terminal, the nicest electric cylinder, but if Christian is not supplying you energy, then you have a problem. Christian, we recently integrated EtherCAT into our power supply units. What was the motivation behind this?
So I think everybody knows that Beckhoff is the EtherCAT company. And from my point of view, it is a logical step to bring EtherCAT as well into the power supplies. And by doing this integration, we have a lot of advantages. So we get so many monitoring data out of the device. So from the output, from the input, and from the device in general. So for example, we are monitoring the output current and as well the highest maximum value from the output, which was there perhaps for only a few milliseconds. Because if you have very special loads with inrush currents, then you can monitor them and you can learn about that. The output voltage is as well monitored. From the device, you see only the LEDs, the so-called DC OK LED, so it is in a good level. But the exact value you can monitor via EtherCAT. Very interesting is the input area. So we are measuring the RMS value and the highest and the lowest voltage, like under and over voltages. So that means you can monitor the power grid regarding some fluctuations. And very tricky is that we can detect transients at the input. So for example, if you have some surges, some impulses like the surge impulse, like the VDE 0160, then you can detect these impulses and you can react with your whole system. From the device itself, very important is the temperature. And so we are monitoring it, and as well the highest and the lowest. So you can learn a lot from your device if the situation in the cabinet is fine or not. But not only getting information out of the device, you can adjust something in the device. So we have different kind of thresholds. And then if this kind of threshold is reached, you get a pre-warning information. So for example, you have an output current, and if it reaches this level, you get a pre-warning information, and then you can decide, do I have to act something or not? In the same way for the over voltage, for the over temperature, and as well for the output voltage. But now it is in the other direction. If it is lower than you want to have, then you get the information. So that means if you are running with these thresholds, you have so many possibilities to increase the system availability. And from my point of view, it's an all-rounder, this kind of product. You are able to make a system monitoring, you are able to make a power grid monitoring, and everything in the power supply that is always needed.
I think, Christian, your enthusiasm is a good example for our general ambition to make every part of the machine more intelligent. And why we do this? The answer is very simple. We want to keep you as our customers in the lead. And if you are in the lead, we are doing, in best case, some business as well. And I think, Hans, you can shed a light on the business numbers of this year together with Roland now.
Yeah, but before we do so, Hans, I would like to invite you to give us a message where you're listening from. I just got the notice that somebody's here from Canada. You know how early it is in the morning, so many thanks for joining. But I also noticed that somebody from Japan is on air. So just write in the chat where you're from. Give us a thumbs up if you like. We need some traffic on our media channels, okay? But then if we talk about traffic and communication, Felix, you're right. We also need to talk about the success of this, let's say, crazy year. So how is Beckhoff developing, and what is the target for year end? Is it time to tell something already?
Yeah, for sure. You see, I'm in the lucky situation that almost since the last 40 years, so the company is now 41 years old, but in almost any year I could report some real good success numbers, and this is especially true in this year. So it has been a fantastic year, and we can report more than 25% of growth in worldwide consolidated sales. And this means that by the end of the year, we expect about 1.15 billion euro. So it's an amazing number because it's the first time we crossed the 1 billion euro barrier. We did this a few weeks ago, had a small party, and then went on because it's hard work to fulfill all the needs of the customers.
Yeah, I remember I was able to be outside on our parking lot with a bottle of beer. That was our celebration in Corona times.
Yeah.
But I also noticed, Hans, this is a crazy year with a lot of turbulences, difficulties to get equipment, components. So what is the secret that we still manage this successful growth?
Yeah, first, Beckhoff is used to growth. As I mentioned, 15% on average since the year 2000 is a good base for doing then 25 or a little bit more percentage of growth. And so the company itself, all employees, the structure inside the company, we are trained to grow. And second thing is the supply, the material we need, so especially the semiconductor material. And here it's a strategy in our company that we always have a big own warehouse. So the rule is that we like to have 4 to 6 months of raw material in our warehouse. And this helped us very much in the beginning of this crazy year. Now it's fading away a little bit in the warehouse also. But in general, we also have good long-term relationships to our suppliers. We are working together with them for years, for 10 years, for 20 years, so we know each other. And this is also a relation of trust on the supply side. And this helps us very much to get now material and to fulfill the needs of our customers.
Yeah, and luckily we have a clear plan to grow also in the future. And I think this is for our customers also a big benefit, knowing that Beckhoff will continue to grow, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. So after this 1 billion, there may be 2 billion or 3 billion. We think with our technology, our products, and our worldwide support and sales network, we can go for these goals, and we should go for these goals because our customers are growing. So we are in the lucky situation that we have successful customers, and these successful customers grow by themselves substantially each year, and they can rely on us that we can go together with them. This is important point. Stability is another point. My company is now there for 41 years, so we have proven that we are there, that we will not go away very easily. We are a family company, so still privately owned, and this should stay in this way, and this gives us a good, stable foundation for long-term developments, which is also good for our customers.
And I noticed that also huge international customers appreciate exact this strategy, this philosophy we have. And one of them is BMW. BMW, as a global automotive manufacturer, just decided a year ago to exclusively use Beckhoff hardware to visualize all the processes in the global industries. And sometimes such a partnership actually brings also a new product. When we talk about new products, I got my colleague Fabio with me and a new product in his hand. And this product was initially designed for BMW, but now at this trade show it finds its way to the global market.
Yeah, exactly. What you are looking at is the CP32-1600. It actually looks quite familiar because we have the standard multi-touch front, but on the backside we have a massive heatsink. And this massive heatsink is required because we are using 35-watt CPUs. So CPUs with...
These are the ones which even allow an 8-core Intel Core i of the latest generation.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have an octa-core CPU, in this case an i7 9700 Ti, directly adapted to the mounting arm.
Okay. The one I see here looks a little bit awkward, small display, large PC. What other sizes are in preparation?
Yeah, you're right. This is the most compact device with 15.6 inch, but we are also offering 18.5, 19 and even 24 inch. And especially I would like to mention the 19-inch display because this still is a classic aspect ratio with 5:4.
We have seen already today and yesterday some concepts where we have just one centralized IPC either in the cabinet or on the MX system. But why is there still a need for so much performance at the swinging arm and the mounting arm in the field?
We have some customers who really have a resource-demanding HMI. And they not only require the CPU we have mentioned, they also require a lot of RAM, 32, sometimes even 64 gigabyte of RAM. These are real applications that we do support. And as you have mentioned, some customers just want to eliminate room in their control cabinet. And therefore, they use this device, this flexible device, they can mount to any mounting arm system, all in order to reduce the devices in the control cabinet.
So we can perfectly combine the wonderful looking modular touch and multi-touch system together with PC power. When we talk about combination of products, I think it's time also now to invite a customer, because we are not in the trade show in Nuremberg, but we still have customers who are joining us. And let's see if I can get a live connection to Mr. Göller from the company Messer Cutting. Here we go. Mr. Göller, welcome and thanks for joining us. You are here today because, yes, you represent the company Messer Cutting, and you are the Chief Technical Officer for the global development of the control systems. But before we take a look into your control system, you cut metal. But I think this is a very simple description. So what do you really do with Messer Cutting systems?
Yeah, hello, Mr. von Mark. We are cutting metal, as you said. We're starting from 1 millimeter, but we're going up to 600 millimeter in thickness. And if you talk from blade size, we are starting from 1.5 meter wide, over 20 meter wide, and in the up to 60 meter long blades. And beside pure straight cutting, we're also cutting bevel. That means we're bringing angles on a part for the welding preparation, for example. And we're doing that all with oxyfuel, plasma, and laser technology.
But I got it right, 600 millimeter in size, you said?
Yes, absolutely.
And you call this sheet metal?
We call it still sheet metal. That's historical, still sheet metal.
Okay. I remember that we know each other for many years, and you as a company actually decided years ago already to use Beckhoff as the control backbone for your systems. Maybe you can give us a little insight. What were the core reasons to choose Beckhoff, luckily, for your automation tasks?
Yeah, we were an early adapter from Messer technology in the metal cutting industry, and we are, I think one of the decision maker was the open architecture platform, including TwinCAT and EtherCAT, which fits perfectly to our customized solution business model, which is also based on a modular platform. And we also integrate many different tools from other vendors like plasma source or laser sources. And they also provide now EtherCAT, which makes us easy to include new technology, which benefit in the end of the day our customers. We also enjoy from the very first day on the innovation and the new ideas from Beckhoff and the ever increasing portfolio. And we're using a lot of like TwinSAFE, servos, etc. And besides the standard portfolio, we also like the possibility to customize parts. And I also want to say, and that's very important, we really like, or we really appreciate the true partnership relationship with which we have experienced with Beckhoff over the 20 years. In this time, we have gone through different market challenges around the world, and we have always worked together to find solutions.
I noticed that you, as a market leader in your application field, had a chance to take a first look, already a first glance into our MX system, which we presented earlier today and also yesterday. So you were able to motivate us and to support us in the development. So now, where MX will start to see the light, what is your expectation with MX system, and how does it perfectly fit into your modular cabinet design?
Yes, we're luckily that we were involved at the very beginning of the idea and the development of the MX, and it will fit perfectly with our modular platform machine, where we can react very quickly to individual customer requirements. The MX system offers us the necessary flexibility in terms of configuration to provide a solution that meet our customers' specific application. In addition, the MX system minimizes the electrical cabinet, reduce the risk of errors, especially in the area of wiring, and increases the access to data for diagnostic in Industrial 4.0. And we also see further an advantage in the integrated TwinSAFE technology, which enable us to implement our safety model more efficiently.
Well, let's lose the Ostwestfalian little polite way, and don't say Mr. Göller, thank you, say Ingo. It was a pleasure how you summarized MX. I think nobody here could have done it better. So thanks, Ingo, and have fun with the new system.
Thank you.
When we talk about summarizing, I like to jump over to my colleague Felix to summarize the day. So what have we seen? What will we do tomorrow? And are there open questions?
I think, luckily, there are some open questions because you have been typing questions into the LinkedIn chat and most of them have been answered, but sometimes the experts are already here on our exhibition booth in our future XTS and XPlanar production. And Sven, the topic TwinCAT Cloud Engineering was well received, so we got a question from Peter Gronewald, it could be from Germany, but also from the Netherlands, I'm not sure.
Yeah, could be.
And he is asking about the availability of a message broker which connects the cloud engineering and TwinCAT Analytics.
Yeah, so basically every TwinCAT Cloud Engineering instance that a customer creates will have a pre-configured message broker installed, and it will also be pre-configured with all the certificates and username, password, so that you can easily establish a secure connection to that message broker, so using TLS. And of course, then you can connect any kind of MQTT client to that message broker. So you can connect your own MQTT client if you like. You can connect a TwinCAT Analytics logger as well. So the TwinCAT Analytics logger is basically an application that runs on every controller and collects all the data and sends it per MQTT to that message broker. So and then, like I said earlier in my presentation, then you can use the whole TwinCAT Analytics workflow. So you will have an analytics runtime in that cloud engineering instance that grabs the data from the message broker and then analyzes all the different data streams from your industry controllers.
And if you would like to discuss this topic any further with Sven, Sven is for sure available for you.
Oh yeah.
So you can find him on LinkedIn, but you can also write an email to meet@beckhoff.com, and then you can have a chat about cloud engineering, about cycling, about swimming, and everything else which is important to you.
Looking forward to that.
But I think usually Wednesday is the day of fun at the SPS trade show in Nuremberg. And Roland, we can't have a booth party today, but you have brought a small replacement, I think.
Yes, for sure. We're going to invite you to join us again tomorrow and on Friday on the live stream at 10 o'clock in the morning. But today would have been a trade show party because, yes, live stream is cool. You get all the information you need, but it's nothing emotional. And that's why I brought my little Bluetooth speaker from home. Let's switch it on. And let's do what we do when a successful day on Wednesday is over. And with this emotional ending, I'd like to welcome you to enjoy the rest of your day and come back to us when we are back here tomorrow. Let's do the Purple Rain. Thanks for listening. Here we go.
Purple rain, purple rain. wanna be some kind of friend. Hey. Baby, I could never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Only want to see you underneath the purple. Honey, I know, times are changing. It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too. You say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better close it.